right? So I want to be able to give you some information that I guarantee, if you will implement, will take your life and your business, your sales to the next level. Let's start right now. Everybody write this down. This is important. Write it down. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. If you guys come to PowerLink and you get all the great information and you do not do anything with it, your life and your business will remain the same. We've all heard that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. My question for you is this: what are you going to do with the information you received today? How are you going to apply it within your business? How are you going to apply it within your job and in your life? So today, what I'm going to share with you are my 8 guiding principles to business. Here we go. Principle number 1. You got to have a why. You must have a why. So all of these I'm going to share with you today come off the wall of my studio. I own 2 companies. My first company I own is called the Risk Advisor Institute, powered by Steve Speaks. It is a sales training company. We have thousands of clients across the country. And one of the first things I teach them is you must have a why. What am I talking about? Write this down. Reasons comes first, how comes later. Why do you want to be where you are? Why do you want to be the best company? Why do you want to make sales? Why do you want to be a business owner? Why do you want to write that book? Why do you want to write that song? Why do you want to increase your revenue? Most of the people I coach, I teach, and train, when I ask them why, they cannot answer that question. And if you cannot answer that question, regardless of what you learn today, you will stay stagnant. How many of you ask yourself this question? How many of you have a why statement? You work at a job, you own a business. Really? Why? Can you answer that question? Can your employees answer that question? I was the #1 salesperson in the state of Florida with the largest PNC company in the nation, #1. And what happened is this: anytime you're #1 in anything, Brian, everybody starts calling you. Steve, what are you doing? Steve, teach us. Steve, train us. How in the world did you become #1 with all these odds? And I said I understood why I was doing it. And it was written down in front of me. What's my why statement? Some of you from Pensacola will remember this. Some of you will not. Right down here, there was a project called Arrogant Court. That's where I grew up. From the projects to the president of $1 million company. And so thank you. So when people ask me why I was #1, here's my why statement. I refuse to let my children, Judah, Josiah, Joy, and Jana, grow up in poverty the way that I did. And I was willing to sacrifice and do whatever it takes to make sure that they had the opportunities that I did not have. That was written down on my desk. So when I met with a client, Susie, and they was like, we don't want to buy from you. It's too expensive. It didn't matter what they said. I understood why I was doing what I was doing. And if you have a business, if you have a job and you do not understand why you are doing it, when hard times come, and I did not say if. What did I say? I did not say if. What did I say? When hard times come, if you do not understand why you are doing it, you will fail. 2020 was a hard time for a lot of people in this country. Am I right? 2020 was our largest year in our business. Our largest year in our business. We did over $1 million in sales in a year where a lot of people fell flat. Why? Because we understood what our why was. So my first guiding principle in life and business is why. If you're married, you want to have a great marriage, you better know why. You got children, you want to have a better relationship with your children, you better know why. You want to take your finances to the next level, you had better know why. Because if you do not know why, I promise you, every single thing you do after that will not prosper. Number one guiding principle is why. Number two guiding principle to my life and business is understanding your gift. Understanding your gift. The Word of God says that your gift will make room for you. It also says that it will bring you before great men. Do you understand what your gift is? Some people call it a passion. Do you understand what your passion is? Do you understand what your gift is? Here's the best definition I've ever heard of understanding your gift. What's easy for you to do, but amazing to everyone else, that is your gift. Write it down. I'll say it again. What's easy for you to do, but amazing to everyone else, that is your gift. You guys may not believe this, but I love to talk. As a matter of fact, the name of the company is Steve Speaks, right? I chose Steve Speaks because Steve never shuts up was already taken. When I was in school, and this is not a knock on the teachers, but when I was in school, you know what my teacher said to me? Steve, shut up, you talk too much. I would go home, you know what my mom said to me? Steve, you talk too much. Not realizing that this is my gift, to talk, to teach, to inspire, to teach, to train, to motivate, if you will. That's my gift. God put it on the inside of me. What gift did he put on the inside of you? What gifts are you sleeping on? Because I'm telling you, people are waiting for each and every one of you. There's something on the inside of you that people are waiting for. There are people out there that I will not be able to touch. There are people out there who won't listen to a word that I say, but you they will listen to. You guys have got to start doing some deep reflection and finding out what is your gift. Why were you put here on this earth? Because every last one of you have value. Regardless of what somebody said to you in the past, every last one of you have value. Every last one of you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Every last one of you are more than a conqueror. What is your gift? When you understand your gift, when you really find out what your passion is, you know your passion brings you a paycheck, right? You won't work a day in your life. You will not work a day in your life. Before COVID, I was in a different city every single week. There are only 2 states that I have not been to, guys. 2 states. Can you imagine doing what you love to do, whether it's cooking or whatever the case may be, and being paid to do it? When you understand your gift, you'll never work a day in your life. I challenge each and every one of you to find out your gift. That is my number 2 guiding principle to life and business. Principle number 3, you got to have a vision. You've got to have a vision. A vision for your company, a vision for your job, a vision for your sales, a vision for your life. There are a few questions I always ask a business owner right before we start coaching. And obviously, one of the questions is, where do you see your company in the next 6 months? They can tell me that. I say, where do you see your company in the next year? Some of them can tell me that. When I say, where do you see your company in the next 2 years, 5 years, they stumble. When I ask an employee, is your job sales? Yes. Where do you see your sales in the next 6 months to a year? They can't answer that. If you do not have a vision, how in the world can you go? Vision is seeing something that has not been manifested yet in the present. Think about the vision that we had to have in order to make it through COVID. Think about the vision that each and every one of you had to have in order to make it through COVID. Where is your vision statement? Is it written down somewhere? Is it on your website? Is it on your card? If I were to ask you what your vision is, could you tell me? You got to write the vision down. You got to make it plain. People perish for a lack of vision. If all you can see what's in front of you, it is not going to happen. You see, there's a difference between sight and vision. Vision is being able to see something that's not there. If you're honest with yourself, how many of you have been looking at what's right in front of you? Things are not going well. Customers are leaving. We did not hit our numbers. You see, that's sight. That's sight. I believe it was Helen Keller said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. I am telling you guys, if you truly want to take your life and your business to the next level, you must have vision. I challenge you to write the vision down. I challenge you to make it plain. Whether it's your business, your life, again, your marriage, your relationship, if you have a weight loss vision, if you have a financial vision, if I were to ask you right now, show me what is written down, could you do it? You've got to have a vision. Number 4, guiding principle, mindset. This is one of my favorite ones. Mindset, 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 mindset. I'm a United States Marine. And in the Marine Corps, this is the number one thing they teach you, is having the proper mindset, developing, they call, a mental toughness. So in business, there's something called an XYZ statement. Write that down. XYZ statement. An XYZ statement, guys, that is where you can someone ask you what you do for a living. What is your job? What are your business? And your XYZ statement can deliver it just like that. My XYZ statement has to do with mindset. People ask, Steve, what do you do? I train employees how to develop a mental toughness so they can make more sales and make more money. That explains exactly what I do. You don't have to ask any questions. I have delivered my XYZ statement to you just like that. What do? I train employees how to develop a mental toughness so they can make more sales and make more money. It's just that simple. It's just that powerful. What is your XYZ statement? If I were to ask you, what do you do for a living? What's your job? What's your business? What would you say? Well, what we do is we kind of sit down with customers, and then what we like to do is make sure we do that, and then what we try to do is go over there because what we like to do this, and we try to do that. Do you understand what your business is? Do you understand what your business model is? Can you deliver it to a customer just like that? You've got to have your XYZ statement. You've got to understand what you're doing. Mindset, listen to me. Business is so much more than just a word track. Business is so much more than just what you sell. It is your mindset. You must develop a mental toughness. What you guys do is not easy to do. If it were easy to do, everyone would do it. It is extremely difficult, so you must have a mental toughness. My wife always says, there's nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. Write it down. There is nothing more powerful than a made-up mind. The problem is this. A lot of people, they haven't made their mind up yet. Regarding business, regarding life, regarding sales, we kind of put our toe in it. Let me try this out a little bit. If it works, I'm in. If it doesn't work, I'm out. That's a double-minded person, a double-minded man, a double-minded woman. Either you're in or you're out. If you're lukewarm, it is not going to work. So you have got to make your mind up, and excuse the words, right? Come hell or high water, we're going to do this. Come hell or high water, we will be successful. Come hell or high water, I will hit my numbers. Come hell or high water, I will make my sales. Come hell or high water, I said, we will be $1 million business. That's the first goal. COVID happened, don't matter. I made up my mind. I got to work harder. I can't travel and speak to people anymore. Everything completely shut down. Doesn't matter. I've made my mind up. Teach me about this Zoom thing. What the heck is Zoom? How do you get Zoom? What type of Zoom? What is Zoom? You mean you can see people in the computer? Teach me. In March of last year, I was booked from March all the way out to June every single week. And one by one, they started canceling. And I literally said to my program director, Beth, I heard about this Zoom thing. Teach me Zoom. We bought a Zoom account. And instead of speaking, I called up the people I was supposed to speak to, say, hey, you know what? I can't come out there to California and speak. Can we get you guys on this thing called Zoom? You know what Zoom is? You ever know what Zoom is? Hey, how about we get on Zoom and let me teach you, let me train you. We got on Zoom. They enrolled in my training program. I was like, oh, wow. And then I called the next company that had canceled. Hey, I can't come out there to West Virginia, but can we get on this Zoom thing? They liked it. They signed up. Because I had the right mental toughness. I was not going to let anything deter me. I had to go back to my why statement. Instead of going to speaking one time and enrolling a bunch of people, I had to speak to each individual person. It cost me more time, but I was not going to fail. What are you willing to sacrifice? If you want, listen to this, guys. If you want to be successful in anything in your life, here's what you got to do. Find out the price for success and be willing to pay it. If we're honest, most people are not willing to pay the price for sacrifice. You got to make sure you've got the right mental toughness. My next guiding principle in business, self-development. Self-development. This is huge. If I were to ask you right now, what book are you reading? Could you answer that question? And I'm talking about a self-development book. Don't be telling me, Brian, you're reading some romance novel. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a self-development book. A book that's going to help develop you personally in life and also in business. Could you answer that question? I want you to look up Jim Rohn. R-O-H-N. He's smiling. He knows who Jim Rohn is. Jim Rohn. Here's one of the things that I love that Jim Rohn said. He was talking to business owners. And he asked the question, how many of you want to be successful in business? Of course, 100% of the people raised their hands. And then here's what Jim Rohn says. If you want to be successful in business, work harder on yourself than you do on your business. I just got goosebumps because that's exactly what I did, and that's how I was able to become a $1 million debt-free business. Because I was willing to work harder on myself. I'll say it again. If you want to be successful in your business, work harder on yourself than you do on your business. Employees. You want to be a successful employee at your job? Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you will make a fortune. What book are you reading? Really good friend of mine, his name is Angel Torres. He lives in Waukegan. He's a manager of a bank. And Angel is up for this promotion. The VP is flying in, and he's going to interview 4 bank managers for this top position. Angel is a shoo-in. Why? His bank has outperformed every other bank in the area. It's a shoo-in. The VP does the interviews, one after another. At the end, Angel did not get the promotion. He's number one in sales. His bank outperforms everybody else. How in the world did he not get the job? At the end, the VP takes Angel to lunch. That's how much respect he has for him. I want to share with you why you did not get the promotion. And the VP says to Angel, you answered every single question except one. Angel says, what are you talking about? I answer every question you asked. The VP said, the question you did not answer was this question. What book are you reading? What book are you reading? The VP says, I can find people to get the numbers like you get. I can find people to do that. I'm looking for someone who's willing to work on themselves. I'm looking for someone who is willing to better themselves. Because when you become better, every single thing around you becomes better. I am always either reading or listening to a book. I don't have time for the radio. I don't have time for the radio. I call it Windshield University. That's what Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Windshield University. You get in my car, I'm listening to something that's going to make me better. I am telling you, if you want to increase your business, you had better start increasing yourself. That's what's going to make the difference. Work harder on yourself than you do on your business. Self-development. Let's go over here. These ladies right here own a catering company. No, I'm just kidding. It's storage. This is a big one. No excuses. No excuses. Excuses make sense to those who are used to losing. Write it down. Those who are good for making excuses are seldom good for anything else. Write it down. When I lost all of my excuses, I found all of my results. Write it down. This one is so big to me, I handed a business card to a lot of you. If you look on the back of that business card, it has my mantra when it comes to excuses. Because when I talk to business owners, a lot of them make an excuse. And so here's something that'll happen. I'll be training a business owner, and I'll be like, hey, did you get those clients? Hey, did you make that sale? Hey, did you accomplish the goals that we set last time? And you know what business owners do? They go, well, what had happened was, and this, and I go, excuse me, I'm allergic to excuses. I'm allergic to excuses. You know you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do what? Both. I'll say it again. You can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. You can increase your sales or you can make excuses, but you cannot do both. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who specialize in the frequent use of them seldom succeed at anything else. Therefore, I have no excuses. Hey, Judah, Josiah, Joe, and Jana, I got to pull you out of private school. I don't have the money to pay for it. I'm so sorry because there's this thing that happened that called COVID, and it's affecting the whole world. Excuse. Excuse. I found out the price for success, and I was willing to pay for it. I'm telling you right now, a lot of business owners I see, a lot of employees I see, a lot of salespeople I see, they are riddled with excuses. And so we got to make sure in our mind that regardless of what happened, guys, we don't accept excuses. This one right here is exactly what Catrice did. This is the Marine Corps culture. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. I'm telling you right now, in business, do things always go the way you expect them to go? Yes or no? In business, maybe you guys didn't hear me. If you need me to speak a little louder, I can. In business, Do things always go the way you expect them to go? Yes or no? You've got to know how to improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's what she had to do. If you guys cannot adapt to your surroundings, you're going to fail. If you cannot improvise, you're going to fail. And definitely, if you cannot overcome, you're going to fail. That's the culture that you should be building in your business. That's the culture you should be building in your life. So ask yourself, what culture do you have in your business? You're going to the right, there's a stumbling block to the right. Do you know how to get over the stumbling block? Do you know how to turn to the left? Do you know how to change some things up? I had to improvise. I can no longer go and be in front of people like I am right now. I could have given up. I had to improvise. I had to learn how to Zoom. I had to, who's laughing at that? I had to adapt. When you can't deliver in person like this, and you got to be in front of this little screen like this, I had to adapt to my new surroundings. And of course, I had to overcome if I wanted to continue to have a successful business. So what culture are you building in your business? Are you building a culture of excuses, or are you building a culture of improvise, adapt, and overcome? Here's the last guiding principle. Huge commitment. Commitment, commitment, commitment. We hear that word all the time. We think we know what commitment means. Here's the best definition of commitment I've ever heard. And if you're honest, a lot of you will say, yep, that applies to me. Commitment. Doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has passed. Doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has passed. Man, we're going to grow our business. We're so excited. Steve got us pumped up. We went down to the PowerLink, and then you go home and life happens. I don't feel like making phone calls today. That's commitment. It goes back to your why. Are you committed to your why? If you don't have commitment, guys, obviously your business is not going to grow. If you're not committed to your vision statement, your business is not going to grow. If you're not committed to your why, your business is not going to grow. If you're not committed to working harder on yourself than you do in your business, it is not going to grow. If you're not committed to your vision statement, it's not going to grow. If you're not committed to developing a mental toughness, it is not going to grow. I said it earlier, if it were easy to do, everyone would do it. But there's something on the inside of each and every one of you. That's why you are here today. And so, guys, I just want to be able to share with you something that I live every single day. Again, I didn't just make these up for this event. They hang on the wall in my studio. You can follow me on YouTube, Steve Wilmer. Go to my website, stevewilmer.com. They're all there. How did I go from the projects of Pensacola, Florida, barely graduating high school with a 1.9 GPA? Don't anybody laugh at that. 1.9 GPA, no college, to the president of $1 million company. I just gave you the 8 guiding principles that I apply every single day. So, regardless of whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, I guarantee you, if you will apply these principles to your life and also to your business, you will absolutely achieve success in whatever area it is. So guys, I hope that these 8 guiding principles has been a blessing to you. I'll be right over there if you guys have any questions. Who knows, maybe we have time for Q&A. But until then, remember the 2 most important things in life and also in business: love God and love people. Steve speaks. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. Thank you.